Samma Sambuddha Jnanena Samma Sambuddha Desana Samma Sambuddha Lokasmin Samma Sambuddha Te Namo Vidya Charana Sampanno Passa Vidya Akasita Atita Nagatuppanno Vinja Charanate Namo Sugato Sugatattanang Sugato Sundaram Picha Nibbānam Sugating Yanti Sugato Namate Namo Lokaviduti Namena Atita Nagate Vidu Sankara Sattamokase Lokavidu Namate Namo Anuttaro Jnana Silena Yolokassa Anuttaro Anuttaro Ujalokasmin Tang Namasami Anuttaro Sarati Sarati Deva Yolokassa Susarati Sarati Puja Lokasmin Tang Namasami Sarati Devayakka Manusanang Loke Agga Palang Dadang Adantang Damayantanang Purisa Janyate Namo Bhagava Bhagava Yunto Bhagnang Kilesa Sanasumiran Doratu Verila Lo Satun Sit Sisil Veva Sielu Duk Dom Nas Nivila Daham Swadin Hada Niveva Gatalu in the heater Nagena Taramata Visadu Matni Samagaeva Samatanaya Sisilativi Loka Samaya Udaveva Tunuruan satu guna balen loa Hamma denatama sapalabeva Varadi adahasn Napuru sitivili Mitten sisil balayin Makeva Loata vedati utum jivita Budu balin boho kal dineva Lo pura budu sasuna babali Loka samaya udaveva
Okay, let me pay respect to Lord Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So welcome all of you for the Paramita Buddhist Vihara youth group. First, I would like to pay my humble respect to Bante, Most Venerable Devarakita Thero, and to Venerable Punyaratana Thero, and to all the Sangha in the Paramita Buddhist Vihara. Honored to conduct the session today. So would like to welcome all of you. Because it's cold, I think I'm going to wear my beanie. Okay. So today I thought of discussing about how we can start the generosity from home. We've been discussing the Dhamma for a long time now. And we know the whole point, the whole aim of learning the Dhamma is to help us to grow ourselves from selfishness to the selflessness. Because naturally our genes are selfish. They call the selfish gene. So the gene is driving us to be selfish, just only to think about I, me, and myself. What I want, how I want it, how I can have fun, I want this, I want that. I don't like this, I don't like that. So we just go on and on about only thinking about I, me, myself. But we know that it is this focusing on this, just the self, is creating all the troubles, all the problems, all the conflicts, and all the war in the world. So the Dhamma helps us to get out of this selfishness, to get rid of our selfish nature and the self-centeredness. When we can do that, it helps us to lead a very relaxed, peaceful, and happy life. So all the misery, all the tension, all the emotions, all the physical, mental suffering we are experiencing is due to our own selfish nature, selfishness. So if someone wants to lead a good, comfortable life, a peaceful, happy life, we do need to overcome this selfish nature. So Buddha taught us in a nutshell that if we want to do that, we need to walk the Noble Eightfold Path. And the Noble Eightfold Path is divided into three aspects. Dana, Sila, Bhavana. Generosity, being virtuous, and cultivating the mind, purifying and developing the mind. So it begins with generosity. So what does this mean? This is the first way to attack our selfish nature. Selfishly, we like to use the time, the wealth, the energy, everything only for our use, only for our benefit, only for us to have fun, just to keep ourselves amusing, just to get what we want, what I think is good for me, and what I like. So we invest all our wealth, the money, the material things we have, or the time, the energy, everything we like to spend just for our own benefit. So if we are interested to lead a life without stress, without emotions, without suffering, then we do need to look into our own nature. We need to understand, are we selfish or not? And you will see the traits. Definitely, yes. If you are not developing your mind consciously, we have this innate self-centeredness, selfishness coming from our gene. So then we need to improve it. After we have understood, yes, I'm selfish, I'm always thinking about myself and what I want, then just know that all the tension, all the suffering, all the unhappiness, all the stress, the anger, the fears, the anxiety, worries, all these emotions are coming as a result of these selfish traits, as a result of this selfishness. So if we want to be happy, we do need to learn to how to get rid of this selfishness, how to dilute it, how to slowly overcome it and become a selfless being. So it starts with generosity. So generous means we learning to let go, to share what we are valuing, what we are keeping just for ourselves. I told you, we are tightly holding on to the money, the wealth, the time, the energy, everything, just for my happiness, to use them for my sake, for my happiness. But the problem is, even if you use everything you have, you're not going to be happy. That's what has happened to us. We being so selfish, we are using things only for ourselves, our benefit, but still we are not happy. That's exactly the point. Even if you get another 48 extra hours, if you get a lot more energy and strength than you have, if the gold coin starts to rain, if the money starts to rain, we won't be able to satisfy our desires. This is not going to be enough for our selfish desires, because our desires are limitless, and these are not going to be enough to make us happy. So we need to learn as how to find the real happiness. The real happiness doesn't come by following our selfish nature, trying to fulfill the selfish desires. But the real happiness comes from understanding this problem and learning to let go of chasing this carrot that you will never get. You cannot ever find the true happiness by following your limitless selfish desires. You need to understand there's no limit to it. There is no way we can, fulfill every one of them. The minute we can't do it, we are unhappy. And even if we fulfill our desires, then it's not going to last long, that the thrill that came with that. It's only short term. We have to look for another project. We have to look for something else. It only, these hormonal kicks, they only stays with us for few minutes and it's gone. So we are back to again to that basal level unhappiness. So this way we cannot really satisfy ourselves. We cannot find the satisfied nature. This is why we, even without knowing it, ended up getting addicted to things. Becomes a shopaholic, alcoholic. We get into drugs, we get into the games, we get into chat, we get into these cyber addictions, and we get addicted to many, many things without even knowing. Because without knowing, we are following our desires one by one after another, one after another. And at the end, we even don't know. We have come to a place, we have become a slave without even knowing. We can't live with them, without them. So the minute we can't have them, we are so unhappy. So today we have so much of problems. So today I heard in one of the talks, someone talking from Sri Lanka. He's also like a very spiritual person, trying to help the humanity. And he was saying that he heard, from my understanding, is Sri Lankan. A youth, a child has suicided because he couldn't play the games. He couldn't get what he wanted. He couldn't spend time with his, cyber time. Just because he couldn't amuse himself, couldn't get that entertainment, he went and suicided. So this is where we are heading now. See how much unhappiness we are getting from going in the wrong track. So this is why we need to learn as kids, as the youth, how to really gain the real happiness. How do we get that? So Buddha had showed us the real way, the proper ways to find the real happiness. So he had not misguided us. He hadn't taught us anything that is not real or that will not produce results. Whatever Buddha taught works. We have to try. We need to put it to action. We need to live with that. Only when we understand what Buddha taught and we live with that, put it into the practical way, that we can see the results, then we understand, yes, it works. And I myself have done that. And it's from that experience I'm teaching you all. I'm not teaching just because it was in a book or something. Because I have tried and I have lessened up my stress and I'm happy. And that's why I'm sharing this with you. So you cannot really argue with what I teach, because I teach from my understanding. If someone wants to challenge this and say, no, 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 it can't be, this doesn't bring happiness, well, first you do it, and then we can talk. Because I'm certain, I can guarantee you, I'm so confident that if you try the Dhamma, if you put it to action, the expected results will come. All the good results. Oh, these good results are the things that bring you relaxation to your life, bring comfort, bring peace of mind and happiness. So I want to share this, how to really practice the generosity at home, because I know it's holidays for you now. So a lot of the kids are staying home, you're not going to school. So let's start this generosity from home. You know, charity begins from home, it says. So let's look around. What needs to be done at home? I know we spoke about this at the beginning, where we spoke about we will keep our room neat and tidy, and we will wash our clothes, we'll do our own things, like that. So now you can look around the house. What needs to be done in the house? What is mom doing? What is dad doing? Do they need help? Of course they need help. You know, I live here by myself. I have so much things even in here, just living by myself. To sweep, to mop, to wash things, and the day is gone. I can't imagine in a household where you have 3, 4 people, how much work there must be. So your moms are working from morning to night, night to morning. Your parents, they get very tired when they don't get help. So let's begin this charity at home. So now, while you're spending your time at home, let's try to be generous with our time and with our energy. It's more than you spending money. It'll have more meaning than bringing a gift to your mom, than, you know, than just bringing something that she doesn't appreciate. And we only do even that on the Mother's Day or on a birthday or something like that. But let's start to appreciate what they do by you genuinely, generously donating your time and effort while you're staying at home. It doesn't have to be just at the birthday or Mother's Day, Father's Day, we show them love. Let's do it right now, right here, right now, and make them happy. You know, it's so easy for us. We have the 24 hours in our hand. We have energy, a lot of energy. So let's spend that to do something constructive instead of getting stuck in the phone, chatting, games, in the computer. Let's use it in a constructive way. When you do it in a constructive way, it really helps to improve you, develop your mind, and to bring the harmony in the house. When you have a happy parent, you also can be very happy. When they cook, they'll be cooking really happily. So it's a blessing for you. When you eat that food, it becomes a blessing. But because your mom or dad is so stressed, when they're cooking angrily, it's not going to be a blessing for you, because it's all negative energy in there. You know now, I think probably even better than me, how strong, how powerful is your thoughts. We have been watching all these documentaries about how your thoughts energize the water, or how it can pollute the water, and how our thoughts affects the environment, the trees, um, inanimate things, live things. You've seen it now, so you know the power of thought. So if you have people stressed at home, it's a taboo. It's not a good thing. It generates negative vibrations. So that's not good for anyone in the house. So this is why we should all live a stress-free life. But if we can't, we have to help each other, because some get stressed because they have to do a lot of things that they can't handle, especially your parents. So let's not have stressed up parents. If you have a relaxed, happy parent at home, I can guarantee you, you will have a small piece of heaven on earth at your home. You don't need to go to a cinema, to a movie, to a garden. You will enjoy your time at home as if you're just staying in heaven. The heavenly beings, they don't think of going anywhere else. They want to stay in the heaven because they're happy and they're comfortable there. So let's make our home like that. So we don't have to think of going here and there to amuse ourselves. If you're happy in the house, all good. We just can stay there. And as you know, now even if we wish to go out, we can't. So it's good we learn to, we make our home a heaven and we learn to stay there happily with these restrictions. So we can make our home a piece of heaven if we start showing our generosity, if we start practicing our generosity at home. So you can check around the house what needs to be done. Ask your mom, ask your dad. So every day after studying or before studying, you can, now I hope you all have a timetable. We spoke about it a long time ago, that you're working in a routine, in a planned, in a organized manner. So now you can incorporate helping mom and dad in that timetable, like taking few hours, 1 or 2 hours a day at least, to wash the dishes, to wash the clothes, to bring them back, to fold them, to put them nicely and neatly in the cupboard, or to sweep the floor, to mop the floor, to feed your pet, to take him for a walk. And so there's a lot of things that happens in the house. So you need to ask your mom and dad, and then just don't wait until they ask for your help. You can volunteer and help. The Australians are very well known for volunteering, for coming forward to help. It's like their motto. The Australians are there to help. Anywhere in the world a disaster happens or something nasty happens, need help, the first to be there is Australians. Any dangerous situation, the Australians go in there. They don't think about their life. They go in there and help. So if you want to be a true Australian, we do need to get this into our blood. We have to start volunteering and learn to be generous, learn to help, care, and share for one another. That's being an Australian. So start doing it from home. You can help whatever the mom or dad needs help with, even with the cooking. If you are good at it or you want to learn from mom or dad, learn and do it, because we don't know tomorrow whether mom or dad will be there with us for us to learn tomorrow, to make them happy tomorrow. We all know life is very short. It's all unpredictable. It's all, changing, transient. We don't know what will happen tomorrow, but we know now, today, this moment, they're with us. So let's do things together this moment that will make them happy and us happy, so you all can live happily. So don't just try to do only what you like to do. I know you like to play games, be in the computer, to chat with someone which has no sense, or you all can be doing many things that doesn't really help anyone on this earth or in the village or at home. It's only just for your amusement, just to kill the time. Let's learn to be constructive. Let's learn to do things that's going to benefit you, me, and everyone around us. That's a valuable life. That life has worth. And when we start to think about others and when we start to do things to help others and to make their life a better one, naturally, innately, some kind of a very serene happiness starts to flow in. This is the key to find the happiness, to step out from the self-centeredness and to think about others and to act with that. So when we do that, when we start to develop this selflessness, we start to actually become very happy. When we work home, we won't even feel tired. This is how your mom and dad keeps working with no pay, with no appreciation, having no thanks, but they keep on working 24 hours for everyone at home. How did they do it? Because they enjoy what they're doing. They like to help you all. They like to bring you up. They want to share, care, and share with what they have to help you to be a good person, to be a happy person. So they, even if sometimes they may physically feel tired, even then it doesn't stop them. They keep on doing things. And I know some moms who have got cancer, but they still haven't stopped doing things. They still go and do this, do that, even though the doctor says relax. But out of love, they still go and do all these things. So please help your mom and dad to unburden their all these things that they have to do to make you happy, but sometimes it's full on. So help them. Actually, I think, if I remember, last week we spoke about the parents love, and how they care and share for us, and how we should listen to them, how we should be obedient to them, why we shouldn't hurt them. If we hurt them, how it can come back to us like a curse. But how, if we keep them happy, how it's going to be a blessing for us. I told you that all that last week, and I happened to find a nice short clip about actually what moms do, and you'll be very surprised. I think I sent it after the session to Ekminiputa. Maybe we should play it now for you all to really realize how moms are working, what they do, and we should start to appreciate, and it will help you to get this inspiration and feel for them, and start stepping into to helping them to unburden their toes. So can we play that, Puta, what I sent you last week about the parents?
Yes, we can. One moment, please.
It's a nice clip, isn't it? So let's start helping our parents, especially your mom. If dad is going to work, it's mom who is at home. And some moms, they go to work, and at the same time they do all the work at home too. So imagine if there's no cleaning Jenny, if there is no one there to help them, they have to do everything. You even eat and leave your plate and go. You leave your clothes in the clothes bin and go. She has to do all that. So on top of what she has to do at her work and cooking, if she has to do all this, imagine they won't have much longer life. They will get cancer, they will get heart problems, high blood pressure, they will get a lot of ailments, a lot of problems due to this stress. So we can help them, so they also can lead a comfortable, peaceful and happy life with no stress. So you can be the little angels at home. Go and find out about the stories about what the angels do, what happens in heaven, how they do things to make others happy. So be a little angel at home. If we can show this generosity, we can share our time and energy and effort and everything. We can just, while we are practicing generosity, while we are letting go of this time and energy that we were keeping just for ourselves, just to go and play the games or to watch a TV, if we can generously let go of that, and go and help someone who is in need before you go to the street. We start it from home. So it'll be your mom first, and then your siblings, your dad. So we can really find real happiness. When we start to care and share, we are the ones who start to find the happiness first. So this is the secret to find happiness. Today, because we are so selfish, I only care about myself, and when we talk about others, I don't care. This is like the motto today. Everyone, it's so sad to hear. You talk something, they go, I don't care. This is how today's youth are, just talking. It's very insensible, very insensitive, and very selfish. If we have those words, if we are using them morning to night, please be careful. You're putting a banner on your forehead saying, I'm a very selfish person. I only think about myself. I don't think about others. I don't give a whatever. I don't care. So everyone around you will know that you're very selfish. And when people know you're very selfish, no one will want to associate with you. So you won't have friends. When you don't have friends, you won't, you don't feel welcome in that environment, either the classroom or at work, and your life becomes very miserable. And then you start to show this antisocial skills then. You don't want to go out there because you don't have friends, because you're not welcomed. You think it's others' fault, but it comes from you because you're spreading these vibes. I'm a very selfish person. People can figure this out. People can feel it. So let's not get to that state. If we have those kind of traits in us even now, it's not too late. You're still very young. If we can identify these weaknesses within us, it's not too late. We can get rid of them. We can help ourselves to overcome this and manage ourselves. So the first point to look into is how selfish I am. And when you see that I'm really selfish, I'm only interested in watching the TV, playing games, chatting, and doing only my own things, just know that it's very selfish. When your mom is doing everything that has to be done in the home. So please work on this. When you identify how selfish you are, slowly learn to get rid of it. Work with that. So when we identify that we are selfish here, I'm showing selfish traits here, we must work on that and learn to let go of that. Learn to overcome that. So I think nowadays it's more than the money. What just holding on so tightly is to your time and your energy, because you want only to use them just for your benefit, for you to have fun just by playing games and chatting and watching TV and spending time with your friends, just for those things. And at the end, no one has benefited. You only got a kick while you're doing that, a hormonal kick, a pleasure. After that, you're unhappy again. So you look for this, that, and the other again. So let's start to find true happiness from within us. And if we can find this, how to be really happy, we actually don't need any of these things to hang around: the games, the TV, the drugs, nothing. If we can learn how to find the real happiness, we can do constructive things. We can do things that's beneficial to us, not just waste things, but beneficial things that's going to benefit you, me, and everyone around us and the whole world. So we all can live peacefully and happily. So while you're doing things, whatever you do, just notice the people who are around you. Are they happy or not? If they are not happy, if they are displaying unhappiness, stress, then know what you're doing is not a good thing. lot of the times your parents can read that what you're doing is, if it's something wasteful, if it's something useless, if it's something just selfish, the others who are around you is very unhappy. They get tense, they get upset, they get frustrated, they get angry. So if parents are all the time angry and upset with you, please look into your behaviors. The whole point of we learning Dhamma is to look into our behavior and improve it. Because more unhappy people we have around us, it's going to affect our health, our mental health, our physical health. You know how powerful the thoughts are. We spoke about it. So more the stressful people are there, more we think negatively, it's going to affect us. And it's not going to help us to live happily. So we need to reverse this. We need to help each other. First, we have to help ourselves. We need to get out from our selfishness, our negativity, our bad behaviors. We need to work with them and get rid of them, and then help others. Then we all can live peacefully and happily. So this is the whole point why we learn Dhamma. So I hope we all can agree today that let's start to help mom and dad. Now you know how valuable they are, how much they do for you. Hope you understood that last week. There is no other friend in the world who will be like our mom or dad. They are the best trustworthy friends we have. They're the best friends we have. They're the ones who will come to us when we are in trouble. When everyone else runs away, thinking it's a headache, it's a problem, I don't want to face this. Why should I go through this? But our parents will stay with us no matter what until they save us. So they are your best savior, best friend. They will stick with you through thick and thin times. So I hope you appreciate their love, their care, their compassion, what they do to you. And now you turn around and start to say thank you. Start to appreciate it and say thank you, not just by words, by also doing things to them, by showing them that you care, by sharing your time and your energy. And that will make them very happy. And you see the difference in the home. If you make your parents happy, you will see the atmosphere. It will totally change in your home. It will help you to live happily also. When everyone else is happy, you can naturally be happy by seeing everyone smiling, laughing, and caring and sharing for each other. Naturally, it will lift you up too. So everyone can live happily. So we need to work together. Okay. So what do you think of this? You can open your mics, switch on, and we can have a small discussion, and then we can meditate. And then I also got a interview that I was listening to, someone doing an interview with Sadhguru. I helped you all to listen to Sadhguru last week. He's very wise teacher, teaching people like how we teach you. He is teaching from his background, using his knowledge, teaching people as how to be good, how to do good. He's a very nice person to listen to. So today I was listening to a clip, and I think it's very beneficial to you, so we can listen to it at the end of this session. So let's have a small discussion about last week, and what did you all do, and what do you think of the suggestion that I made today? Were you there last week? A lot of you. Maybe I will go through the mics. Okay, let me see who is there. There is Pasin, Dulin, Perumal, Peramuna, Utaha. Do you have any comments, Dulin?
I personally think that helping people is the best way that you can help yourself.
Very good. Were you there last week, Putta? Were you there when we were talking about the parents and their love and how we should respect them and how we should help?
No, I don't think so. I think I left early that week.
Okay, never mind. So, have you been helping around at home?
Yes, a lot.
Very good. So, do you find it very happy? It gives you happiness?
Yeah, and it makes me relax as well.
Sad. Very good, Putta. Very good. So, continue and give little bit more time now. It will give you more relaxation and more happiness. Okay. More you think about others and care and share, it will help you to be happy. We do everything to be happy, and this is the true way to find happiness. Thank you for sharing your experience. Okay, there is Ekmini.
I actually had a question,
Yes.
not completely related to the generosity topic, but I feel like it might be sort of related. I heard from a friend of my parents when I bent down to the when I bent down, they said not to, and they said that they believe that we should only do it to our parents and the Buduhandra because we don't know who the other adults are and what sort of people they are, and so we should limit that sort of show of respect. And I was wondering if you could shine any light on how, like, what do you think we should be doing as a practice of showing respect to our elders?
Did you try to do it last week after you had the 8 precepts? Or what
No,
did
this was a while back, but I was thinking back to that moment when I was thinking of questions that I would want to ask today. And then it came to my mind.
Yeah, no, it's always good to be humble, and that is one of the best way to show the respect, that we put down our ego to the lowest, to the ground, and we show respect. Actually, I can send you a clip while I'm talking to others. I will send it to you. We can watch what the Indian Prime Minister do. When he was at a function, there was this few old people, actually they try to touch. This is the Indian way anyway. When they see someone really they love, they care, someone they respect, they try to touch their feet, they try to humble themselves, touch their feet and venerate. So what the Indian Prime Minister did was really unbelievable. He tried to do that to that normal people too. So I think he's very humble, and it's a way of showing your your humility, our humbleness. I think he may be the most humblest prime minister on earth today. I don't think any other prime minister will do that. And even to Mahasangha, I see the politicians just halfway through they bow down. They don't go fully to touch their feet and bow down. But this prime minister was not just doing it to the sacred holy people, just to that normal people who were showing respect to him. He was trying to do that. I will find that and send it to you. So whoever told you not to do that, you can show them. It all depends on which angle we look at this. If we, what matters is our chetana, what matters is our intention, right? So if it's our intention to lower our ego, to be humble, to so this is one of the best ways to practice our humbleness. Whether that person is worthy of respect or not, if we have the intention to humble ourselves, This is good. And sometimes it's also good to looking from another angle. If you keep bowing down to a fool or to a wicked person, they can think, oh, people are really respecting me for the foolish things that I'm doing. So then they can go up high more and more and more. So we should not venerate. So this may be something what your parents or whoever gave you the advice was saying. We should know who we venerate, because Buddha says actually pujata pujaniyana, venerate the worthy, worship the worthy. So that is the Buddhist way. We worship the worthy. So we recognize their goodness and wisdom and we worship. But if you look it from the other angle, where you want to practice your humbleness, your putting down the ego, arrogance, then it's another good practice to do. I know one of the very old monks in a monastery, this old monk, but he had being ordained only for a few years. So he was living with some young monks who have got ordained before him. So normally it's, sometimes old people, they, even if they are ordained only a few years, sometimes they feel because they are old, the others should respect them. But this monk was actually washing all the toilets in the monastery, even the ones that the young monks were using. So someone came and said, no, don't do it. There's young monks, they will do it. But this old monk said, no, this is the best way for me to bring my ego down, my arrogance down. And I like to do this because it helps me. And I think this is the most important thing to do in the monastery, and I'm doing it, so don't worry about it. So like that, it all depends on from which angle we look at it. So what matters is our intention mainly, okay? So did it answer you, Putta?
It did. Thank you very much.
Yes, so whatever you do it wisely, use your brain. Don't go and bow down to a dog for various reasons. So it's like that, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, all right. Who is next? So while can I tell you the order, or can Ekmini go through the mics and ask them one by one? So while I'm listening, I can look for that the Indian Prime Minister's clip.
I can do that. So
Okay, thank you.
next is Anuti.
Oh yeah, so I normally just help with cleaning around the house, but I don't really do much in the kitchen. So I guess I could try and get myself a bit more involved to help Amma cook.
Good, Putta, good, very good. So do that, okay?
Yeah.
To ask. I think it's good to ask them how you can really help them to unburden their chores, how to unburden their load. So ask them, which ones do you think you'd like me to do? So you don't have to wait until they ask. So every day you can kind of look after those areas, no?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Next.
Next
Thank
is
you for
Anubhav.
sharing.
I feel like helping our parents is very good because it makes them happy and reduces their workload.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you been doing it at home, Putta?
Yeah, I've been helping my parents a lot.
Good. Very good. So continue and try to increase, yeah? Improve the time.
Yeah.
Give more. Okay.
Next is Ishika.
Yeah, I help around when I'm at home, and I think it really does help them because both my parents work, so when they come home after working, it is really hard for them to do what they have to do. So yeah.
Good. Good, Putta. So take care of them, okay?
Okay.
Next is Asindu.
I usually help my parents with cleaning. That's what they usually need the most help for. So I try and give them a hand with that.
That's good. So just ask them and look around, okay? What else they need help with, what they would appreciate if you all did voluntarily, okay? And then if they tell this, that, and the other, so try to help them with all that, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Who else is there?
Next is Sarika. Sarika, would you like to go ahead?
The mic is not working.
It keeps coming on and off. So maybe we'll move on to Sinali and then we'll ask Sarika again. Sinali, how about you?
Yeah, I do my best to help with mostly cooking rather than cleaning. But again, everyone can always do more. So that would be a goal of mine.
Okay, good. So now consciously do it, Putta, yeah? Ask mom and dad what they would like you all to do and which areas they would like you to look after and help them more, okay?
Yeah.
Putta, Ekmini, did I send this clip to you some time ago, this Indian Prime Minister's one?
I don't believe you did.
Yeah, I did send it to someone recently. Ah, okay. I know where to find. All right, I'll find it. So is there anyone else to talk? More people to talk?
3 more people. Next is Sweta.
Yes, I help my parents in many ways.
Yeah.
When they come after work, I help them to clean the stuffs and then sometimes small types of when they need to cook.
Yeah.
I help them with small pots of
Okay.
cooking.
Very good. Have you done anything without them asking you to do, but you do voluntarily?
Sometimes my parents do, sometimes I do.
Very good. Are your parents happy?
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. So keep your parents happy, okay? Okay. Very good, Putta. Continue. So is there anyone else?
2 more. Next is Vinu.
Yeah, I've been helping a lot, like for cleaning around my house. And I've also been helping my dad a lot outside. He's gardening and stuff. And sometimes I make breakfast sometimes.
Oh, very good. Very good, Putta. So continue, yeah? Check with them what they would like you all to do and help consciously. Knowing that charity begins from home. Okay? So, is there anyone else, Putta?
There's Wahansa.
Yeah, I help around in home, helping my mom especially to do the chores around, like cleaning and cooking.
Okay, very good. Very good, Putta, very good. So continue, okay?
Yeah.
So it's like You all have 2 weeks now, holidays, so it's a time you can practice generosity, you can earn a lot more merits, you can learn to how to really be, how to find the real relaxation, the real comfort and real peace of mind and happiness. You all can practice it from home. Okay. Anyone else, or you were the last one?
We can try Sarika one more time to see if the microphone's working.
That's my brother, and I can hear him talking. I think his mic's not working though.
Okay. Thank you, Sinali.
No worries.
Okay, we might have to skip Sarika then for now. Sorry, Sarika.
Okay. All right. Okay, you can play that. I send it to you, the Prime Minister's one. It's a recent thing that happened. Did you see what happened at the beginning?
Yes, we did. I think he was bending down like a regular person.
Yeah, like in India, you know, the ladies are not really venerated. Like ladies are seen like very low, and I guess the people who were there, you know, not even normal, right? They were all needing help. But see how humble he was. He was trying to touch the feet of that lady. Did you see that? The very beginning?
Yes, the lady he gave that cycle to.
No? Yeah, play that again, so pay attention. You will see what happened at the beginning. Play again from the beginning. Because it's really good for you all. It inspires. Okay, what's the time now? What's the time now? 3:15, yeah? Okay. Shall we meditate a bit? Before that, can I actually ask what are your thoughts after watching that? Can we have a discussion?
I think it's a very humbling experience to be able to bow down to someone else. It just shows that, you know, no one's better than someone else, and we don't have the authority to think we're better than anyone else. Because, yeah, being able to do that is, it's a lesson itself. It really does teach you how to like stand on your 2 feet and kind of get down to earth and see what reality is all about.
Yeah, good. Thank you for sharing. Is there anyone else who would like to share something?
Well, it's difficult to think that his party is the same party that brought discriminatory laws against the Muslims in India. But it could just, if we just take his actions as just venerating other people, then it seems harmless and a very good example of what we can all do.
I don't know about the discriminatory laws. What happened there?
It was early this year they brought in laws which basically made it difficult for people like, it's Muslim people, I think in India, they brought in new citizenship laws, and they included anti-Muslim policies. So for people who had even been born in India who are Muslims, it was harder for them to gain citizenship. I am very bad at explaining things, but there's plenty of articles that I can share about their policies.
But that, I think, I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
If you have a cancer in your body, what do you do?
You use chemotherapy or any other sort of medication.
Yeah, is that to let it keep on growing, or you want to cut it down and save yourself? Why we don't allow a cancer to grow? Why do we do chemotherapies? Of course, to kill it. Why? Why can't we accept those cells? They are in our body. It didn't come from us, part of our body, but why are we destroying that?
Is it okay if I choose not to answer this question? Because I know the answer, but I don't believe that people of a different religion can be, I guess, equated to something like that.
No, it's like this, Putta. You need to look into the history of the world and what people have been led to believe and how people live. And when something is being nailed into their head as this is what they should do, innocently they will behave that way, but then it can become a headache for the others, or it can be dangerous, or it can destroy the others. So this is what's being happening. This is why people are becoming very sensitive about it. It's like this, Putta. If someone comes to your house because they don't have a place to stay, you genuinely, generously, you share your house, the space, a room, and you feed them. But if they had come there with an agenda to kick you out and to take over your house, what would you do? If you know, by looking at the history, if you know, let's say this family, they keep on going to one to another house because they kicked out from there. Why? Because they have found in the history that's what they have done, their descendants, and that's what they will do. So what do you do, Putta? Encourage them to live in their own places and do their own thing, or you would actually welcome them to your home and you will get kicked out?
I guess it's
Would you take a protective measure? Would you first defend yourself or first look after your thing, or how would you do? If it's a bodhisattva, it's okay. This is what happened in India. All the monasteries were destroyed. No monk fought. So, you know, there was that's why I said, for you to know why people are behaving certain ways, sometimes we need to go to the history. In history, you go and see, even the remnants are still there in India. There was the best university in the world, was called this Buddhist university called Nalanda. Have you heard the word Nalanda?
Yes.
And so what happens when the Muslims were raiding in India, they also came to this monastery. And at that time, apparently it was a dana time. So monks were having their lunch, the dana. So they came and asked, like they did with everyone else. They came on their horses with the swords, and they came and asked, do you believe in Allah or not? Do you believe in our God or not? Will you give up your own religion and convert into our religion or not? So the monks kept silent. So they killed each and everyone. No one survived in that monastery. I think it's about tens and thousands of monks who were studying there, who were living there, and they burned the whole Nalanda compound. And apparently it says it took 6 months to burn that place. The fire had been there for 6 months because there has been that much fuel, the books. And today when you go to the Nalanda museum, you can see, it brought tears into my eyes, because you can see the Patra, the begging bowls, burnt, but the rice is there, burnt. You can see the rice because they were having their lunch. So it's like that. So there is a history to this. No matter where they have gone there with an agenda, because the God said to go and multiply, go and convert everyone, go and make everyone believe in me. If people don't believe in me, then you have the right to kill them and you can go to heaven. Then it's like a reward if you kill others who don't believe in me. So they believe in that kind of a belief. So this is why today the people who have seen the history, and history is starting to repeat, and they foresee, so they want to stop some danger happening to them. So they're taking measures. So we can't blame them. But it's really good for you to see the human qualities that that prime minister has, because I didn't know about this Muslim thing. I don't watch TV news. The only way I know something is if someone sends a clip to my WhatsApp, something good, some inspirational thing, I watch. That's all my news is all about. And normally people don't send me any rubbish, any normal news. Just like an inspirational clip like that or something like that. So that's all I know. So I didn't know anything about what was happening in India. But you can see this prime minister. I think that he was not doing it for show, and you can see how it came naturally, genuinely from his heart. And he cares for his people. So I think in India they have suffered a lot. So we really cannot justify now. If you see in France, in England, what's happening, if you talk to the some politicians or some people who try to give leadership to that country, they will say it's very difficult to this particular race. Like in France, someone told me on Fridays when they have the prayers, apparently they just go into that mosque, and because so many people are there, there's no room, so they go and pray in the roads. So the roads have to be closed, so no one can go there, no police have control, so they just take control over that whole area and they themselves close. So the France is very upset by this, like how to control this type of behavior. So it's like that. There is a lot more to this behavior. I feel very sorry for them, because it's a book that being misled them. There is a book called Bukhari, not the Quran, but there is a book called next to the Quran, is called Bukhari. This book is full of violence, like eye to eye, blood to blood, destroy anyone who doesn't believe in Allah. When you kill them, you can go to heaven. And this is what the ISIS is practicing today. And they believe everyone should believe in Allah and everyone should be a Muslim. So they are kind of encroaching others' freedom, hurting others' freedom. So when people see this, some people are abusing the freedom that's being given in other countries. You know, people are very hospitable, they welcome the visitors, you welcome multicultural, multi-ethnic, whatever, but then they come with an agenda and they act like a cancer only in their interest. I would think people would go to defend you know, their rights, their places, their countries, and this is what's happening. And I think in Sweden they have passed some laws where they want to protect them, because in London, in France, it's gone out of control now. A lot of mm, um, the government cannot control. So this is what's happening. So we should be very careful on judging either side. I would encourage you all to watch, first know the history, read these books, why these people are behaving like that, so you won't get angry with them. You will see it's something wrong, you know, it's being misguided. And I believe that we should help them. um, these books that are not relevant for today should be removed, or they should come up with an idea to brush their teachings that should be relevant to today's world, because those days they were fighting really, like between the Christians, the Muslims and the Jews. They were fighting. All the wars that was fought long time ago in the history was in the name of religions. These three religions of fighting, because they all started from one father, from Abraham. They call Abrahamic religions, and then he had three sons, and they were divided. They couldn't stand each other, so these three brothers started Islam, the Christianity and Jewish. So then they started killing each other, and this is how it all started. And these books are full of violence because they wanted to survive and attack the other one and survive. So that's why it says eye to eye, blood to blood, just kill. If they don't believe our God, just kill. So they embrace violence. So this is a problem for today. We no longer go in that mode. We are more civilized, and we want to, you know, avoid wars. We like not to go into conflict, but we like to bring peace. So today, this is why a lot of people are not even, you know, having a religion. They rebel against religions. There are a lot of free thinkers. Why? Because they don't like these religions, because it doesn't make sense. They are full of violence. They don't bring peace and harmony to the mind. So we need to really understand the background. Then you will know what is these fights are all about, and why people are behaving this way, that way, why some governments are taking, it can be seen as harsh, but why they are taking those measures. And like that, like in Sri Lanka, we know these people, they went on trading, selling things like merchants, and they asked the king just to settle there to do their you know, trading. But slowly they bought the lands and they settled. And if you know, you need to do a lot of research now to find out the extensive influence now they have in there, where after they live in a certain area, they colonize, and no other religious people, no other race, even the Sinhalese or Tamils or Burghers or Hindus, anyone else who believes in another religion cannot live in that area. And I have been to some areas like that in Sri Lanka where all the other races, the religion people, they sell their lands and move out because they face a lot of problems from the other people. So they just take the easy way, they sell their land and they go. So those areas totally become now Muslim areas where you will see not a single Sinhalese or a Hindu or a Burger or a Christian or a Buddhist or any other one cannot survive in those areas. Like we Sri Lankans, we all welcomed anyone and everyone. We never kept that country just for one race or religion. The Buddhists always welcomed everyone to live peacefully and happily, and they had harmony. But when these things happens, people go into their defensive mechanism because they see now no one else is welcomed in that area, and they also very ruthlessly deforest and go and live in the forests. No one can see. I actually been to an area in northern side where not even from helicopters you can see, but because one of my devotees, they were taking the electricity from one town to another town, but they had to go through this, they had to take the lines through this forest. So they were going inside the forest, and you can see how the Muslims have been building houses and things inside the forest, but without anyone's knowledge. And it's like villages. So only the top canopy is there in the forest, but underground it's just a village, it's a town. So no one can detect even. So they came and told me, so I also had a look. And this is why there's so much of issues in Sri Lanka. And I think the Indians also may have realized that in all these countries, people are realizing. So we need to be careful, and we need to have loving kindness, compassion. But at the same time, I think if we see a danger, we need to put on our helmet and we have to be ready and we have to face it. So it's like with no violence, but we need to protect ourselves. So I think that's what a lot of the countries are doing. They don't want to go to war. They see this particular race, they don't go to war, but they bring children up, they breed, because God said, go and multiply. And one fine day, the whole nation will be them, because there won't be any lands, any places, anything for the others. So slowly they kick them out. So the other people go away, fly away from that area or the country. And then slowly it becomes a Muslim country. To tell you a little bit about, for you all to go and do your research, the countries from the India to China, in between there is this Middle Asian countries, they all were Buddhist kingdoms. From India to China, all the countries in between that was Buddhist kingdoms. Today, there's not a single Buddhist country there. It's only Sri Lanka, that tiny little thing that is, underneath the India, is a Buddhist country. And the most recent one that was turned into a Muslim country is Malaysia. The last king who was in Malaysia was a Buddhist king. But when the traders came from other parts of the world, and the king fall in love with the daughter of these traders, and they said, well, we can't allow you to marry her without you being a Muslim. So then he gave up his Buddhist identity, and he became a Muslim. And it's from that day now the history starts in Malaysia, from the day that those sultans came. But Malaysia has a history of the same time like us. They had Buddhism about 2,500, going closer to that time, because King Asoka sent troops to all these countries. So they all were flourishing with Buddhism and they all were Buddhist countries. But because we don't fight, there is no more Buddhists there and no one can live freely. And when a country turns into a Muslim country, they don't allow any other people to live there or do anything, like in Malaysia. If you see, you all haven't seen my published books. You know, I have published few books in Malaysia, the Buddhist Mahavihara, and they publish all the time all these Buddhist works, books and CDs, but everything has something called for non-Muslims, uh, only for non-Muslims, or it says not for Muslims. And one day I asked, why is this? It said the law says in that country, if a Muslim goes and claims, they take this book and goes and claims, or someone try to give this to me and try to convert me, they will go to jail. So they have to take really, careful measures, as the other religions cannot really freely do things as they want. And when we have events in the temple in Malaysia, nothing can be published on a newspaper. Like the other religious leaders' photos, you cannot put in a newspaper. It's banned. I remember when Venerable Kesari Dhammananda Thero passed away, his funeral, they wanted to report, but only the feet of the procession, the monks' feet, was in the main newspapers, because it's banned. The other religious leaders cannot be published, their photos or images or teaching or anything. And I remember there was a big case in Kuala Lumpur where the Hindus wanted to build a big Kovil, their temple, and the government has knocked it down. The reasons what they said, this is a Muslim country, we only allow the mosques to be in our city. You all can build a small Hindu Kovil temple this size in out of city. That was a ruling. So it's like that. When a country becomes a Muslim country, they run on their own rules. It's called Sharia law. So no one can challenge that. So I think people have realized these other countries, the people, wise people, as long as the country is with normal people, they will allow anyone and everyone to come and all the religions can flourish. But a minute a country becomes a Muslim country, no other religion people will have freedom even to have their own practice. If you know, you go to Saudi, you can't have any Muslim countries around that area. From the airport, they will remove if you have a Buddha statue or a Jesus statue or a cross or the Buddhist books or any other religion book or any symbol or anything. You cannot take it into that country. Straight away, it will go into the rubbish bin. So they are that strict. So there's a big problem here. So we do need to look into it wisely. So I like you all to have an open mind and go and read the history and know what has happened and why people are doing this, so you won't have hatred towards the people who try to defend themselves or who try to get rid of a cancer that they can see will take their life, will see that it will destroy them. To put it in a nutshell, that's what I feel, what I know. And we should live in harmony, but we also should know the politics behind. We also should know their agendas. Yeah. If you want to know about the real sides of what they're doing and what they're up to, in Muslims, they have two types. Now I forgot the two types, two sects called. Does anyone remember?
Sunni
It's
and
not
Shia.
coming. Sunni and Shia. That's right. So they also like can't stand each other. One is very aggressive towards their own brothers. So there was this imam, the Australian imam. I forgot his name. He's very outspoken. He's an Australian imam, and he really spells it out what's really happening and why the other nations should be very careful and how they should really carefully control this at the beginning, and how the nations should keep their own identities, and if the Muslims come, how they should really blend with the society or the country they are in, but not try to convert others or not colonize that country into a Muslim country. Have you seen those talk? Imam, I forgot his name. You haven't watched?
No.
Okay. When you're doing the meditation, let me find a clip, because I have watched one or two of his clips which really makes sense and which gives a very in-depth knowledge about what's going on. Let's do the meditation first. While we are doing the breath meditation, I will try to find this clip and show it to you, okay? So let's do the meditation now. Do you have any questions to ask on that topic? Which is a good topic, because you all need to know you live in this world, yeah? So I don't mind you say something openly, and it's good. It's good to discuss. But remember, we should not fight with anyone. We should not go to war. We should live like sisters and brothers, but we should know how to protect ourselves. It should all come from understanding. We should try to help enlighten each other. Like Sadhguru says, you know, the biggest evil on earth is this ignorance, just living so blindly. So if we can help each other to really see the, you know, go beyond this ignorance and to see the reality and to live a sensible life, wow, that's good. So this is why we should start to help to spread the Dhamma, because this will open people's eyes to the realities, to the truths, and show what is really valuable, what's not. And you know, anyway, let's do the meditation, and I will try to get that clip for you so we can play and see. Okay, let's play the meditation and just stay in the present. If we can be so calm, we will understand a lot of things that we normally can't understand. Calm mind is very sharp, so we'll be able to see things through. This is why we need to learn to be calm. It will bring us to be wise. So learn to be in the present moment and be calm. It's a happy mind that will stay in the present moment without running here and there. So this is why it's very important for us to practice generosity, virtue, purifying the mind, so we can be happy, and in turn that will help us to be calm and serene. And that will help us to bring up the wisdom, to be able to read what is between the lines, to be able to see things as they are, what's really going on, to be able to understand the things that we can't see from the top, but what's in the bottom. So this is why we should purify the mind and help ourselves to develop our mind so we can live a peaceful and a happy life. Today, because we will play another clip and I won't be able to stay with you for too long, I'm going to cut short the meditation just for today, so excuse me. So let's bring our awareness to your body. And just note how you feel. We may not be feeling that peaceful today. This is why Buddha was saying sometimes, it's not good to talk politics because it can disturb our minds. But anyway, we live in a world of politics, so we need to be aware. We need to make good decisions, informed decisions. We need to learn, and we do need to know how to protect ourselves. But those topics doesn't bring much peace. This is why I haven't been talking these things in my teachings, but because today we had that question, or we had the discussion, I went into that. But you can see how it doesn't make us feel peaceful. But it doesn't mean we should acquire the knowledge about a current problem. We should know all sides, and we should know where we should stand and what we should do. So let's bring the meditation to an end. Slowly, slowly wiggle your toes and see whether your body is relaxed. Breathe in and out. You can slowly open your eyes. Now, I have sent a clip to Kutai Mini where you can play. It's a talk from an Imam himself, and he's showing the dangers if they continue to keep on practicing the things in this book called the Bukhari, where it encourages violence and colonizing other countries and turning everyone to be Muslims. So they themselves are talking about it and saying the people in the country, or the responsible people, the politicians, the governments should be very careful, and they should do things to protect the identities of those countries and the people. One of them are saying that. So we need to listen, we need to take these things carefully, and I think it's something for all of us to be alerted and to think and to really to know the realities, what's really going on, because a lot of the things that we don't know, they know. So when one of them spills out the secrets, and when they say this is what's happening behind the doors, and the authorities should be very careful about these things, we should be alerted, and we should really know what's going on in the world. Okay, shall we have that, Putta? Did you learn something? Akmini?
I think I still need to think things through before I make any comments.
See, there is a lot of things that we don't know, and it's good for us to open our eyes and look what's going on around. So when we really open our eyes and look around, then we start to see, you know, what's going on. So my advice would be not to judge the governments or anyone, but just do your own research, and then you will see actually why people are behaving in certain ways and why people are reacting or responding, or why things are happening that way. Because there's a lot of things that we don't know, a lot of things that goes behind the doors. Like he says, a non-Muslim will never know what's in the mind of a Muslim. He was so true to that word, which I've heard from my friends who are Muslims. I have a lot of friends, and they say the same thing. A non-Muslim will never know, because they're being taught, they're being brainwashed, and they're being taught not to really, they have an agenda, but they will never open their mouth and tell others. So anyway, so it's something that you live in this world, so it will affect you as well. So it's something for you all to really study, do your own research, and find out, so we can build a safe environment. I also believe that through understanding, we can solve things. So that's very important. This you know, helping each other to grow and align with the realities, and be changing ourselves to you know, throw out all rubbish, and um, um, you know, we create an environment where everyone can live in harmony in that environment. Like Buddha says very clearly to the monks and nuns, we have a very strict rule of code of conduct. You know, we can't do anything and everything the way we want. We have a code of conduct. But Buddha says, when you go to a country, your first obedience should be to the law of that land. If you go there, forget about the Vinaya. If something contrasts or contradicts with the law of the land, you must leave the Vinaya part, but you must follow the law of the land. If you go there, you want to live there. So like that, we need to adapt. We need to be, you know, sensible, and we have to kind of learn to live with others. So there is a lot of things we need to learn, and I think it will take, it'll be worth if you do your own research. So don't take things because I said so or someone says so. Do your own research and find out. Yeah. Okay, so maybe we should close the session for today. Is there any questions to be cleared? Anyone? Do you all have any questions? Any questions, Putta?
I have a question, Maheen Hansa.
Yeah.
So if for somebody who's born in, like, say, India to
Yeah.
the Islam religion, and they were born into it, they have no choice. And then here as an Australian, or even as a refugee, if you're born on this land, I think from memory, you gain citizenship of the country. So then if you're a Muslim born in India and now you no longer gain citizenship, who do you like? What is your identity? Where do you belong? Where would they then belong?
I can't answer to that because I don't know why they took the stand, why they said that, without really researching on the reason why they did that. So I really cannot say anything now without doing my research. But one thing I know could be this, may be the reason. One thing I know is a lot of the non-Muslim governments have recognized that one of the agendas of these fundamentalists, the extremist groups, is to colonize and convert everyone to be a Muslim. So their agenda is not to go to war really, but have multiple marriages and have children, as many as they can. So they want to overturn a current government by bringing up their population, by raising their population one day to be the main one. So whoever was there in that country will be become the minority one day, because this particular race will bring up children. So one day, with no fights, nothing, that country will be a Muslim country. So I think this has been a major concern for a lot of the non-Muslim governments now, because they have seen the history. How did these non-Muslim countries have become Muslim countries today? And now that no one can even enter there, go there, live there, can practice any other religion, so it becomes a real tough situation. So before they lose their countries now, I think everyone is trying to minimize the Muslim populations there. It could be that, you know, one of the things the Singapore did, because they saw what happened to Malaysia. As soon as this the Lee Kuan Yew, when he gave the leadership, one of the things he did is he set up a rule: every Singaporean, regardless of the race, regardless of the religion, every Singaporean can have only 2 children. So he just put that straight away soon after they set up their government. So now in that country, the Malays, the Muslims, the Hindus, the Tamils, the Hindus, and the Chinese, the Buddhists, they all live in harmony. Their population is balanced and no one gets prominence, and everyone is in equal states, and everyone is welcome to join the government, and they govern you know, with equal rights and nicely keeping the harmony among everyone. So that's a country, as long as they have that ruling, every Singaporean can have only 2 children, I think that country will be okay. But when the countries don't have certain rules like that, the Muslim family is minimum, they have children, do your own research, they have like children like I think minimum like 6. So you can have up to 12, 14, because you wouldn't know, they don't require by law to declare the marriage or how many wives they have. Sometimes they even don't disclose the birth. They don't even have birth certificates. Like they're having a huge issue now in Sri Lanka, where they don't have a birth certificate, but later they produce, and even some have come from other countries, and they have produced the false documentation and gained the Sri Lankan citizenship. And now they have a big problem there. So like that, because their whole agenda is to increase their population, either by birth or by importing people from other countries, and all of a sudden it will be more than 50% of that population in that country. So I think a lot of the governments are taking measures to limit their population, to limit that danger, because they have seen that's how they did it in the past to catch a country and to turn it into a Muslim country. After they take the power, after the population reaches 50% or more than 50%, they bring the Sharia law, because they can easily go to the government, they rule the government then, and then the Sharia law comes in, and then that's it, it rules everything. So I think the governments are taking measures to reduce their population. Maybe that's one of the reasons why India had done that. I don't know. I'm just telling you from what I thought. Maybe that's a reason. But as I said, I cannot really give an answer to this, because I don't know what they have based, what is the line behind. So we really need to research and probably check why that government did, and I'm sure they may have given a reason, but I'm sure it has got to do with their fears of increasing the Muslim population.
Yeah, and I think the policy that was introduced, it was more to protect people from like religious minorities from Muslim majority countries, to help them get citizenship.
Recognize, a lot of the countries have recognized this is like cancer. It goes out of control, it goes out of order, and it kills the host. So that's what they have found out from the history. Can you give me a second, Putta? Wait, someone is at my door. Just give me a second. You can have a discussion until I come back.
Does anybody have anything to add or any opinions to share?
problem and they see it as a cancer, and a lot of them have started chemotherapy. So that's what it is. Anyway, okay. If you don't have any other questions, do you have any other questions, Puta? I still see some few left still. Good to see. Do you all have any question? Today we went off the track, but it's good. All these things are concerns for us, isn't it? I don't mind, talking about anything and everything, because it matters to you and me, and it's good for us to open our eyes and see. Okay, then shall we close? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I would like to share the merits with the Bantes. May all these merits bring peace and happiness, and may these merits bring causes and conditions for them to develop strength and courage to develop their own practice and to spread Buddhism around the world. And also may they attain Nibbana as soon as possible, and would like to share merits with you all, Ekminiputa and everyone else who puts a lot of effort to organize this, and whoever helps you, and also all of your the people who joined, all of your parents, your teachers, your relatives. May all of them also benefit from the merits that we have gathered today. May all of you find peace of mind and happiness. May these merits bring good health and long life. And may you all find success in everything you do. May all your good aspirations come true. And one fine day, may you all be able to find freedom from all kinds of physical and mental stress, and experience the bliss of Nibbana. May you all be well, comfortable, peaceful, and happy. Sukhi hotu. Sopat. Take care and have a good night. Teruvan saranai. Teruvan saranai.